Home invasions are a scary reality. They happen all over the world, and sometimes they involve just stealing. Other times they involve murder or abductions. Unfortunately, in the case of SCP-4666, they involve both of those things. Described as an extremely thin, elderly male of European descent, standing anywhere between 6.5 to 7.5 feet, SCP-4666 is your worst nightmare. Always completely naked, this humanoid-like being shows no mercy when it attacks. So buckle up as we dive into this one and ask the question, what if SCP-4666 was real? How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'll be your host, Jared Bronstein, and today we'll be talking about SCP-4666. Before we get into the gruesome details about this evil fella, make sure to subscribe, click that bell icon to never miss one of our videos, and of course, give this a thumbs up if you like the SCP videos we do. Let us know which other SCPs you'd want to see on this channel, and stick around until the end of this video for some comment replies. And now let's get right into this one and get to talking about SCP-4666. Now, SCP-4666 has also been referred to as the Yule Man because he is only active for 12 days between the dates of December 21st or 22nd until January 1st or 2nd, similar to the 12 days of Christmas. But this is not the kind of thing, or creature, or being that you'd want to see during the holidays. In fact, you'd never want to see this thing at all because if you do, it'll be the last thing you lay your eyes on before your inevitable, gruesome death. Referred to as the Wisnockt events, SCP-4666 attacks homes in isolated, rural locations which include a family member under the age of 8 and in an area where snow will be on the ground for the 12 days. What's even more interesting is SCP-4666 is able to instantly teleport to any location north of 40 degrees latitude, although it's possible it may be able to travel anywhere on Earth. It's unknown what other abilities this SCP has, but one thing is for sure, it has no remorse. The Wisnockt events usually proceed as follows. Nights 1 to 7 will include the children of the chosen home seeing SCP-4666 near their home, whether it be in an open field behind a tree or possibly at their window watching them sleep, which has been previously reported. Nights 8 to 11, family members, including parents, now will start hearing footsteps on the roofs and in their attics. They will smell a very unpleasant smell as well, leading some to believe their home has possibly become haunted. And then on the final night, one of two things happens. In most cases, SCP-4666 will kill the entire family with the exception of one child, always under 8 years old, who it will abduct. SCP-4666 will injure the family to the point that they can't fight back or escape, and place them all in the same room, torturing them one by one while the others watch. The way SCP-4666 kills ranges from event to event, but it's almost always gruesome and horrifying. The other scenario, which happens about 15% of the time, is also quite horrific. Family members will start hearing footsteps inside their home at night, although no signs of forced entry will be present. The next morning, the children in the home will find toys at the ends of their beds, crafted from the remains of human children who fell victim to SCP-4666 previously. Law enforcement has been able to get fingerprints of the being responsible for these horrific crimes, which date back to as early as the 1st century AD in Scandinavia. Unlike humans who have a unique whorl pattern on their fingertips, this humanoid creature has a very unique double whorl pattern. The same prints that were found at all Foundation investigated scenes matched a print found in dried blood from a similar instance which occurred back in 1873. The Foundation has also been trained to suppress or falsify any media coverage of these crimes. Instead, they will make it appear to the general public as a home invasion murder. Any evidence found by non-SCP members are to be confiscated, and the subject who found said evidence will be amnesticized, having no recollection of what they saw or stumbled upon. This is clearly the SCP Foundation's way of trying to contain whatever is out there, preying on families an average of 3 times a year. So now that we know about SCP-4666, what would happen if it were in fact real? Well, it really is hard to say. How do we know something like this isn't real? Given the fact that the SCP Foundation ensures the media's reports either never see the light of day or come off to sound completely fabricated, and the fact that they pretty much erase anyone's memory with knowledge of the incident, even if this did happen, we wouldn't know. Now, of course, SCP-4666 isn't real. We know that. But even if it were, it's not like this beast randomly goes after people on the streets. It's very meticulous. Everything is planned out, and unfortunately, if you're one of its targets, there really is no stopping it. However, you'd only be at risk if you lived in a house which included a family member under the age of 8 years old. With that in mind, areas known to be at risk of getting attacked may implement laws, or at least recommendations, for families who have children under the age of 8. Putting the children or entire families under a protective custody is one option, although it seems next to impossible to really stop this thing from doing what it wants. Strands of hair as well as bite marks from SCP-4666 have also been tested, and it has been determined that this creature is not human. Although it may have some similar characteristics to that of a human, regardless of whatever SCP-4666 is, one thing is for sure, it is definitely not human. Could it be an extraterrestrial being? A science experiment gone wrong? Who knows really? Until we find out where this thing came from and what, if any, vulnerabilities it may have, we may never be able to stop it. But as previously mentioned, only those who have fallen victim to the attacks would know of its existence, aside from the SCP Foundation, of course. And even those who find themselves unlucky enough to be targeted by SCP-4666, yet somehow survive, would have their memories completely erased. Which means, really, only those in the SCP Foundation studying this creature would ever know of its existence and what it's capable of. So to wrap up, even if SCP-4666 existed, which, who knows, maybe it does, we would have no idea. And that's what makes this one such an interesting case. Not only is there no telling if you would potentially be at risk of an attack, you wouldn't even know this thing existed in the first place. After a while, people may start to catch on that there is a child predator specifically targeting young children. Given that most of these scenarios would end up with a young child missing or young children finding handcrafted toys made up of another children's remains on their beds, I think it's safe to say new families would ramp up their security around the house. Alarm systems, cameras, as well as barriers and fences of all sorts would most likely see an increase in worldwide sales. Other than that, not much would change, aside from the fact that of course the general public would be afraid of a serial killer who invades homes around Christmas time. But that seems to be an unfortunate reality already. Unless maybe it is SCP-4666. On that note, guys, let's reply to some comments from the video. What if the OPC monster was real? Heather Quintana quoted me saying, "The Phantom of the Menace." The movie is The Phantom Menace. That's my bad. I'll admit to it. Screwed up. It is what it is. Sorry. Like, I don't know what I'm going to say. Like, get it right next time. Buddy, I'm making so many videos. I'm bound to make a mistake here. Just deal with it. Dr. Brooklyn said, again quoting me, "Who knows what universe?" End quote. And then Dr. Brooklyn went on to say, "I know, our universe. Long time ago, galaxy far away equals our universe, distant past." Awesome. So you genuinely believe that in the distant past, there were people with lightsabers that fought? Sounds legit. Exalted Den said, "He's too OP, he should be nerfed." I get it. You know what's really OP? Is the lightsabers in Fortnite. That's what's OP. So maybe they should nerf that, because you guys have no idea how many 10-year-old kids killed me with a goddamn lightsaber in that game. And on that note, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. You guys have been watching LBQ. Make sure to subscribe, of course, click that bell to never miss an SCP video, and share it with a fan of the SCP Foundation. Make sure to drop us some comments down below with other SCPs you guys would like to see on this channel, and we'll see you in the next one.